We just got into 2K's what we feel should be the dream 2K with shooting, dribbling, and defense. And now we're going to go into the builder because it is a very key part of the game. This series is more than just gameplay. There's a lot of different things I'm going to be exploring, but I want to talk about the builder and get into a couple of different topics to help you guys as we go forward. Make sure you leave a like and comment and subscribe if you're down and you rock with it. We do have giveaways also that I'm going to be selecting people for some VC for 2K26. So lock in. Outside of that, I wanted to just take a moment and acknowledge everybody in 2K. Everybody has different opinions and feelings, and this one is a very, very deep topic and it could be controversial. So, share your comments on what you feel a great builder is, right? Some people are like, put the pie charts on. Others like, we want archetypes. And some people are like, what we have now is good. Or others are like, let's tweak this or tweak that or change this. I am all for something new, something, like them trying other things. It's always fun to see what they could do. So I'm not here to like say what I'm about to talk about is the answer, but I do feel my experience, I'm a scientist behind this. You got 2K Labs, shout out to them. They're not sponsoring me for to say that, but they put in a lot of work for testing stuff. But I put in probably the same amount of hours. They have a full team and I'm by myself. I put in the same amount of hours with all their employees together testing this stuff, man. I got thousands of hours. And I only say that to say like the builder's so fun for me personally. So this isn't a complaint video, but I do feel we got to go into it and just talk about different things. So I just made a 6/6 character because it's kind of like balance. It lets you be big and small at the same time. And I want to just talk about defense because that was the last video we just talked about. If you came from that video, then the way this works is I was saying that defense doesn't reward you unless you put it pretty high, right? If I have it at 92 and I got challenger on gold, I'm a problem out there. Like I'm gonna contest you very well. I'm gonna feel good. Steals, same thing, 91. Guess what? I can't get it at this height. Drop down my I'm gonna boost up my perimeter and then we're good to go. And then all of a sudden, banger. Now I got gold. This is where I like it. This is kind of like the best feel for me. If I want to be pretty elite, I can go right here at the lowest level elite when it comes to perimeter defense. All right. Now, the problem with this is people having to figure this out on their own. It's a part of the game, right? So we can't get mad at 2K. But what we can do and what we should be doing is having 2K giving us good examples and presenting this in better ways, right? So a comparison, right? For example, if I'm Durant and I'm 7 foot or whatever height he is, everybody be making up their stories, and I got a 93 and I've got all these badges, let's just say, when you got your little perimeter at a 70, it's like, yo, you can't compete with these badges. You just can't. So a new system of kind of showing information about like, can a challenger on bronze beat a silver set shot specialist? To a certain extent, having that type of system, I wouldn't want to say an explainer, but giving people that naturally within the game, that information is key. So now I'm going to silver challenger should beat a silver set shot specialist. So all of a sudden, when I go to contest, I can't get mad because it's like I have it so low. Why do I think I'm contesting good? It has nothing to do with me. It has to do with the way I made my build, right? So if my build has no defense, sure, you have a 90 plus whatever, yeah, get your shot off. And the same thing goes with reverse. If I'm sitting here on Hall of Fame challenger and you only got a 78 and I do contest it decent, and this is like a spot up center. All my centers have a 78 and I hit like crazy no matter what because I'm wide open, spot up in the corner, right? But if a defender's blocking up on me and then he goes to contest, I should have almost zero chance on my green window. My green window should be tiny, right? And I'm okay with that. And this is where the balance has to be displayed more, because a lot of times we see all these social media posts about, well, the game's broken and they're doing contests. And yeah, it is at times. It doesn't make sense logically. So them having this kind of a little bit of an explainer of like, hey man, his badges, his attributes, and his skill surpassed you because you showed up late to contest, and your attributes are down at a 70 or 71 because you wanted to challenge on bronze. Plus you're shorter. It's like, what are you doing? So these are the kind of things in the builder and that I would like them to start implementing to help us have the right information within the game that can help. Because a lot of times we're like, yo, it ain't worth having legend challenger. Let's just put it on gold and call it a day, right? And this is kind of what I know for my experience. Same thing with steals. At a 91, I'm doing real good out there. I can get interceptions. I can get pluck steals. I'm an elite defender. I'm skilled enough to make this work. Okay. Other players are going to need it at a 99. That's cool. Do you? But for me, this is where I'm at defensively. But again, if somebody said, hey, there's anybody with a 94-3, they have Hall of Fame this or whatever, you're not going to be able to stop the shot if you both, if you're not on top of them smothered. So these are the kind of things that I think having some system to show the battle between badges, right? So for example, interior, another example here, if I went in, I had interior very high and my strength high, let's say, and my vertical pretty decent, right? And they're like, yeah, you're good to go. You got a lot of the things that you need. Or for example, block. I got all this right here and I have my interior pretty high. Guess what? They're like, you got paint patroller at bronze. Okay, that means anybody with, for example, right now, posterizer, I only have it on bronze also. So maybe I win that battle, right? It shouldn't be that the badges or the attributes win the game for you, but there is a back and forth battle within the game that plays a role. So sure, I jumped and tried to contest your dunk, but guess what? You had a 96 posterizer ability that I did not have on my cheap defense because I don't really care. I'm a guard, so I don't need defense. I had it at a 60 just to try to cheese the game to get paint patrol, right? Like if I'm a little guard, I'm usually not really putting this up. So that's the difference. And so I'm saying all this, and this is a long one, but this examples are things that I think 2K can do. And now this is where I want to get into. Having the builds have a very specific thing that makes them special. Okay, what do I mean by that? I'm a 6'2" guard, right? And I'm limited on my defense, right? Whatever. Okay, I'm limited on all this. But I can use a specific style like a cap breaker or something new in the game, change the name, where it boosts me with a special badge. So I can earn a special badge in game that will make it so that I can go even further at something that maybe I'm not so good at. But it has to be things that are low level only. This is an idea that I've had for a while. And it's kind of like a max +1, for example, but better than that because it's a new badge for each category that can only be earned throughout this game, throughout the year. And it is going to boost something specific in your play style that, normally your build doesn't work for. So it's instead of encouraging like, oh, you reach a 94, you're going to get an extra special badge. It's going to be the opposite. It's like, well, you don't really have good steals. We're going to give you something to help it in some way, right? And so now you get this extra badge that's like, oh, okay, you can boost yourself a little bit. Why does Muggsy Bow, whatever small guard, Nate Robinson dunking, winning dunk contests? That's a legendary thing. He's special. He has a specific badge for finishing. Even though he's small, he was able to go crazy. So those are the kind of things that I want to see, like just superstar level features that add on to it. Another conversation starter is about animations, and this is a long combo, but we're gonna make it very short. So, should all animations be unlocked for all builds? If you reach the attribute, the conversation is yes. If I'm able to reach a specific attribute, and I got the Steve Francis dribble now, I'm 7 foot tall, but I don't think 7-footers should have that, right? So all of a sudden the conversation is like, what is a good limit? So sure, if I'm 7 foot, let's say I lower my wingspan, I'm gonna try to make this the fastest 7-footer that I could make. And now my dribbles only go up to a 74. So how much can I have here? I can't have a lot. So that means I can't get the animation regardless. That is reasonable, right? But the thresholds are never going to be agreed upon. What Steve Francis should be. Should it be a 95 again, 94, 93, 9010? You know, whatever your argument is going to be a problem in the community. Because then all of a sudden, I'll start saying, I'm just going to make a tiny guard, tiny center. Make them small as I can. This is not going to be good enough, but it's an example. Boom. A 78? Nope. You know what I want? I want it to be very fast, very fluid. I need it at 81 dribbles. 80, matter of fact, we're going to go with 6'8". This is the build I have. 6'8". This ain't the build I have, but you know what I mean. There you go right there. All right. I got lightning launcher and 86. I dribble like a point guard with this build. I have a build similar to these two attributes right here. This is the game changer, right? Now all of a sudden I'm dribbling like a guard, and I have the build on the channel. You can go watch it. It's a fun build to play, and it's more just to have fun. It's really not a comp point guard. I mean center. But the point is, now I got these animations. I got a lot of animation, and then I also put contact dunk. So I got a 89 contact dunk build. And then I got an 81 standing dunk. So I've unlocked a lot of great animations already. So the game is already kind of doing that. But then they have some animations that are locked. If they unlock some of those, they'll make it so that if someone wanted to make a bigger player and reaches the attributes, it could work. But the issue with that is, like I said, don't get mad when you're like, oh, the game is broken. Everybody's rocking a 6'8", because that's what I'm going to do. Next year, 2K26, if you're watching this before it releases, I'm having me a 6'8" who has good enough dribbling, amazing shooting as far as I can get it, and contact dunks, and the defense, as long as I can stop somebody up top, you know, do something up here, have to be decent. I'm going to go with an 82. And then from there, I'm a guard, right? So I don't need a lot of these other attributes. I want my speed up. Want some agility, a little bit of strength to unlock specific badges, and then maybe the vertical to be able to hit my quota. And this ain't a build, but the concept is, you know how we do. You know what we about to do in this joint. We gonna make the best possible build. All right, so this would be kind of an ideal, like all around type of build. I would probably put up steals so I can have some type of variety there. And that would just go by like tweaking this build and putting certain things in different places that I feel like, okay, well, I don't need it there. I can put it somewhere else. All right. So those are the kind of things that I'm trying to explain that would help the builder overall, in my opinion, when it comes to experience and having a good time with it and not feeling like claustrophobic. Like I got to make a 6'4" in order to compete, which isn't okay. So here we go. Now we got steals up. I would like it at gold, but we're going to just keep it right there because, again, I just made this very quickly. This ain't a real build. But now I have a lot of the stuff I want. Contact dunks. I have all that stuff. I'm good to go as a guard. Now, if I really want to get crazy, you know, switch it up and make a perfect build. But the principle here is the same. I have a decent build that can do a little bit of everything. It's going to be viable to have some fun and also be a little bit competitive with the defense, you know? Now, again, to each his own, as far as like other attributes and systems that you would want in these builders. I'm not here to like say somebody's idea is wrong. Personally, I love this builder in the sense that I have more freedom with the attributes. It feels more fun to kind of like figure it out and go to do this. If I go to a pie chart, the similar settings, right? You're gonna end up with a similar build, but the gameplay is what really matters, and it's really all about the gameplay. That's why we're doing this series about like best gameplay and all that good stuff, because it is important and it is the most important in the game. So we're going to keep diving deeper into these conversations on what works, what doesn't, and what we feel. And I just kind of sharing a small little quick perspective. Hopefully this one was useful. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it, and I'm going to catch y'all on the next one, man. We're going to talk more about 2K's deeper overall experience when it comes to story and things like that. All right, stay tuned, lock in. We out here. See you on the next one. It should be popping up on screen now. All right, make sure you leave a like and comment if this was informative and entertaining, baby. We out. Peace.